We have lived the stages of development that LGBT youngsters are going through. If you're a 20-year-old, you've never been 70, but if you're 70-year-old, you've been 20. And it should be incumbent upon you to have developed some perspective about that experience.
There's such opportunity for learning between the generations and learning from each other. There is a strong interest among many of the seniors we serve to have a connection to people of a different age. I see the Stonewall Generation, not only were they just in general living through the movement, but they literally were physically there that night.
We grow up generationally, and unfortunately, that leads to incredible social isolation all along the way, but definitely at the aging stage. And so the number one issue about aging in the United States, and it's true whether we're speaking of the general aging community or the LGBT community in particular, is the lack of social interaction.
Most of the LGBT community is very youth-focused, but you hear a lot less about LGBT aging and LGBT older adults, and I think really what's at the root of that is ageism. For the places where LGBT people are congregating tend to be maybe a bar with a lot of young people, and an older adult might not feel welcome.
Young LGBT people have a natural curiosity. That says to us that are older is that we have value and we have something to pass along.
I would like for them just to be aware of what we went through as a generation to give them the freedoms that they have today. Not only those of us that just did our share quietly and on the internet, but people that got really active, like act up, that got out in the streets.
LGBTQ seniors definitely do face quite a bit of bullying and harassment in the context of mainstream aging services. Statistically, LGBTQ older adults are less likely to access mainstream aging services like mainstream senior centers for fear of discrimination and harassment.
I think one thing is that as you get older, you're not as self-conscious. When you're young, you worry so much about what people think about you. I would like for the young generation to get involved. If you're young and you're gay, the LGBTQ community, you have to vote. So you have to register to vote. Even if you just get involved on that level, show up at the polls and vote.
We have to grow to love each other because we are there for each other. And we have to grow to value community of choice and family of choice, because biology ain't destiny. We don't have to be born to each other, to love each other, to fill those needs, those intergenerational needs that are there.